Hello everyone, welcome back. This is my first project for Kitaholic Kits for the month of May. Now I'm going to say off the bat, I'm sorry if you hear any noises in the background. Unfortunately, everyone in my house is sick today and so we're all stuck at home, and we've all managed to get some form of sickness, which is not great. But anyway, I am doing a 12 by 12 layout today, and this paper right here was probably my favorite that we got in the kit this month, and I knew I wanted to use that wreath in its entirety, and I had the thought that I would like to back a photo onto that wreath if I fussy cut the inside out. So that is exactly what I did. To add a little bit more color from my skirt in the photo, I actually took that other 12 by 12 paper from all the tapes, and I'm just using that to create a bit of a border. As you can see here, you can't really tell they're tapes at the end. It's more to add to the color story ultimately. So what I'm doing is I'm starting by just creating a little slit with my X-Acto knife, and then I'm going to go in there with my scissors and I'm going to start cutting. The reason I do this is because I really want to keep the background of this paper. So the other side is this beautiful black and white polka dot, and I didn't want to lose that, so I do want to kind of hold on to that. Hence the me fussy cutting it out and not just cutting right through the middle. Anyway, moving on now, I print out this photo. I think it was 8.5 by 11. I printed it out, and so I lined it up. I do move it around a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Then I flip it over and I add some tape runner along the edge, and as you can see there, I'm just going to cut the little bottom portion off. I'm sorry that I'm out of screen. My camera had shifted and I didn't realize that for all the videos I filmed this for this month's project, so I do apologize that a lot of this month you're gonna see a lot of work from the bottom of the screen. I had gone through the ephemera pack and I picked some of my favorite pieces that I wanted to use. And I wanted to prop up a lot of the additional bits and pieces that we got that I'm going to add to this layout on some foam tape. So that's what I'm doing here. So my title is Thankful, Grateful, Blessed, and it's going to be just a story about how I never really take photos with my dad, and so this is really special that this was on my birthday and I got to have a photo with him, because there's either one of us usually behind the camera, because we're the two photographers in the family, so we rarely get a photo together. So it was just nice that I could get one, and so that's why I wanted a really big photo to kind of commemorate that. So once I've decided which of these little flower clusters I'm going to use, I am just going into my little foam dot thing and I'm going to just stick it on the back there. Not in the most neat way, but you know, it works, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to stick that down, peel off the back here. I'm actually going to add a little bit more tape runner because that particular bit wasn't as sticky as what I thought it would be. And then I'm just going to stick it on. So I like the look this creates. It creates like this visual of a very dimensional wreath. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to basically look exactly as it does on the plain piece of paper, except with some dimension scattered throughout. So I decided to take this 12 by 12 and I'm going to cut out one of those circles. I'm going to fussy cut that. And that is going to be where I put my journaling, because obviously it works so well because it's the same collection and it's the same flowers, and I just absolutely love that. So I'm going to fussy cut that out, and with this particular element, I'm just going to stick that straight on a piece of paper because I want to do journaling on it, and I didn't want to do journaling like at the beginning because I was still thinking about what I want to say. And so I'm just going to stick that straight on so I can do some journaling easier down the track. So once that is on, I'm going to start adding a few other little bits, and I like these butterflies. And I didn't really particularly match the vibe of the layout, but I didn't really mind. I still liked the butterflies. So I'm going to stick them down, and later down the track, you'll actually see that I'm gonna put them on some foam as well, because I wanted them to look like they're flying off the page. Now I'm going in with these little puffy love hearts. Now, one thing I would suggest is if you were gonna do this, stick more to the kind of pastel-y colors, because some of the colors in those love hearts, it's very bright compared to the rest of the layout, which is very pastel. So I should have gone, that purple is fine, that teal is actually okay, but the bright pink and the bright yellow was a bit much, so I could have gone for more of a toned down green maybe, or there was another sort of very light blue that I could have gone for. So if you wanted to do something like this, just be aware of that. It doesn't like ultimately look terrible, but you know, it is what it is. As you would have seen me doing, I am just now adding some punched out stars to make the whole layout sparkle, and I'm just doing them all over, but I'm doing it in a bit of a diagonal. So all the way from the top left hand diagonally to the bottom right hand, and I'm also going to put some directly on the photo and on the little journaling card as well. What I like about this is you can't really tell in photos or in video, but that glitter cardstock is so nice because it just really sparkles. So every time you move the layout, you can see the sparkle, which is why I like that cardstock. I'm creating a little border here, and I like how, because there's quite a lot of dark colors and black, and so I thought I needed just another pop of that, which is why this black border worked really well, I think. And then I'm going to do the lines on my journaling. This is when I sort of stopped myself before I was journaling, and I was like, nope, I actually really want these butterflies propped up. So that's what I'm going to do here now. I really like that this collection had lots of pops of black and navy in it. So often when it comes to pastel colors, I love using them, but I find that there's not much contrast on the layout at the end of the day because it's usually very pastel, especially like Easter type of layouts. They tend to do that. So I was very happy that there was this beautiful pastel kit that had these like pops of black, which I really like in a layout personally. I don't add much black into my layouts, but I like using black just to, like I said, create contrast. It's very visually pleasing to the eye. Anyway, then I just did my journaling. I'm going to add my date, which was my birthday. And when that is done, this layout is complete. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again next week for another layout. Bye.